What's up, YouTube? You are going to like what we have to share with you today. Okay, we're good? We're live? Are we good? We're live? We're good. Ladies and gentlemen, the 10 habits of a wealthy trader. You're not going to want to miss this. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. I have so many great things to talk to you about today, including the 10 habits of a wealthy trader. And you have to understand from my personal experience that I have met so many tens and tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of traders just simply because I've been a trading guru, broadcaster, whatever you want to fancy schmancy word you want to call me over the past 12 years. And I've been trading for 20 years, and I have met several successful traders, of course, more unsuccessful traders throughout my time, and then, of course, everything in between. But I wanted to go over a list here today. By watching this video, you are agreeing to hold me, Mark Melnick, and T3 Live harmless and not responsible for anything. If you don't agree to that, kindly leave. And if you do agree to that, kindly enjoy the show. But I'm going to show you 10 things that we're going to go over today, and it's going to hopefully change your life as a trader, and that is my goal. My goal is here to help you. I'm not here to pitch you. I'm not here to tell you things. I have two beautiful kids who I would love nothing more than to spend more time with right now, but I take this time out of my day because I understand the importance of doing good for the world, trying to do good for the people around me. But before I show it to you, the screen has to turn black. The screen turns black. You see nothing. All you hear is the sweet serenade of my voice, and then at the end of the tunnel, a light. A light shows up. Thank you for tried to make it dramatic. I just had to put that up. And we're showing you here the 10 habits of a wealthy trader. And I'm going to go over these habits because I hope this is going to have an effect on you. Then I could show you how I did today. I happened to pull in. Remember yesterday I said I thought I was going to make over 10 grand today. I actually did. I'm going to show you exactly how I accomplished that as well. But I just wanted to go through the 10 habits of a wealthy trader. And the first one, I am very impatient with losses. I am very impatient with losses. And, I feel, I've been trading for 20 years, over 20 years. Oh my God, it's already October. I've been trading over 20 years. And I will tell you that there was a time in my trading where I was very used to buying a position and seeing a red P&L right away. How many of you guys feel as soon as you buy a stock that you have a red P&L right away, or you notice that it happens I mean, nothing 100% of the time, but it happens too often that like you look at your P&L running, you open up a position, and it's like negative insert dollar amount here. Yeah, and all, Mike, John, Thomas, Dave, Jack, Mark, Scott, right? And I was stopping to think to myself and saying, why on earth is this happening? I should be up money right away. That's how everything here developed, all the algorithmic strategies, because it was a lot more fun to be up money than down money. The psychological toxicity, obvious, the financial incurrence of losses. I was very impatient with losses. I do not have time to deal with nonsense losses. And I feel that, throughout everything, that traders have tried to sort of what is like simplify trading to the point where it can't be simplified. Like, for example, if I told you I was buying stock XYZ at $50 and have a 49.50 loss and a $51 target. There's a lot of things that happen when you buy at 50 before it gets to 51 or before it stops you out at 49.50, for example, that not many people like to talk about. One of the key things of being a wealthy trader, and again, wealthy is in the eye of the beholder. I make millions and millions of dollars trading, but, wealthy from the point of not just making money. I feel I feel like anyone at any given point could just make a lot of money trading. I'm talking about being a wealthy, consistent trader. So let's just be very clear. This is being consistently wealthy. Not I've made $20 million back in 1999 and 2000, which I didn't. I made like 1.1 million. But like just to show you an example, like somebody saying that and then they can't day trade their way out of a urine-soaked brown paper bag today. But they could sell you education courses and show you how they did it. Lovely. I am very impatient with my losses. A perfect example today is my Beyond. Name I'm very bullish on. I gave it a shot yesterday. I bought it. The stock gapped up 7 cents and then dropped. I ended up losing about $250 approximately on this trade. It started flushing down against me. I got rid of it. I didn't care. I didn't care if it went up. I didn't care if I was right. I wasn't worried if the stock was going to run up. I was able to, I have no patience for my losses at all. The worst thing you could do is get stopped out of a trade. However, for traders, it's very common. The truth is, stop losses aren't meant to be hit. People don't get that. Well, of course, Mark, I'm here to make money. No, kindly listen. Stop losses are the worst case scenario, ladies and gentlemen. You should probably hit a stop loss about 0 times a day on average. On average, you should never hit a stop loss. I'm not saying you're going to make money on every trade. You should make money on over 75% of your trades. And we're going to get to the 43.57 paradigm, which I've noticed over the years, but be impatient with your losses. You buy something, it's not working. You are so concerned that you have to be right, that making money is more important than being right, that you hold on. And of course, that gets me to my second point, that making money is more important than being right. Nothing, nothing matters whether you're right or wrong. People don't realize that. It's a blow to your ego. You buy a stock, you're down money. If you sell it now and it goes back up, you're going to feel stupid. You're going to be angry. And I used to feel that way. See, what I'm explaining now to you is actually, it's funny because what I am now is a reflection of how I healed the things that I've done wrong 10 years ago into, now I'm 20 years as a active intraday trader. These are the things that I've learned. That making money is more important than being right. I don't care how much money. Exactly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Once you stop caring about the amount of money you make on a trade, you will find success. Be very impatient with your losses. You buy something that was supposed to go up right away, it doesn't go up right away. You should be on a chronological stop at that point. You buy a stock at $50 that you think is going to pop up for whatever reason, 49.90s, 49.80s, 49.90s. You're waiting 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. It didn't do it yet. Screw it. I'm out. Too stressful. Don't want to deal with it. Don't give a crap if this $50, the 49.90 stock goes to $60. I don't give a you know what. It's over. Screw it. You want to know what the best trades are? The best trades are when you buy something and immediately you're up money because people are tripping over themselves to buy the stock that you just bought. Now you're in a good position. Another thing I had to learn I was actually on Beyond. Another thing I had to learn the hard way is do not think that a stock is overvalued or undervalued based on the recent action. You know how many people look at me and say, Mark, Beyond looks oversold here? Who qualified you to be ruler of the universe to quantify what stocks are undervalued and overvalued? My relative strength indicator told me that, Mr. Melnick. Really? Is that what your RSI told you? Unless you have it consistently down on a 70% win rate, Please don't tell me about something being oversold or overbought based on where the stock is trading. Beyond is a perfect example. I did not look at this stock and wanted to buy it here or here or here or here, here. This is actually when I first started getting interested in it because of my algorithmic trend lines. Take a loss, didn't buy it on this day, bought it on this day, which was yesterday, and went ahead and just took the loss in the morning before it went down. No, I still think Beyond could rally. Nothing changed. Same thing with my Roku call. And I'm showing you, and it's important here because as consistent as I am and the fact that I do bet over 75% of my trades, you have to realize I'd like to highlight where the wrong things and how I traded them. I think there's a very important lesson to be learned here for my losing trades. Roku, I did a video on September 22nd. This is Friday, so right before Monday, saying that Roku would go to between 115 and 120 bucks by Wednesday. Here's Monday. Got to as high as 111.79, 110.38, 107.26. I'm wrong. Do you realize the type of reaction that one human being had to that call? Was it the worst call in the world? Was it an incorrect call? Sure, it didn't go there by Wednesday. It was a bold call. And I ended up making money on it. Because what happened here is when I bought it that next Monday, the stock actually gapped up $1 here. It doesn't look like it. It closed at 107.37 on Monday and opened up at 108.39. And I sold it right in the morning because I didn't care. And then what I did was I bought it again right over here on Tuesday and then sold it Wednesday. And I made actually money on this trade on an incorrect prediction. You know why? You know why I made money? Because making money is more important than being right. The fourth thing is understanding that I want to trade for a living, yet not retire next week. Now, what does that mean? It's funny because how many of you guys want to trade for a living? And I've been saying this one lately, right? You know, it's funny that traders that say they want to trade for a living actually trade like they want to retire next week. And there's so many videos on the internet that talks about needing to catch a big move. You know when you need to catch a big move, ladies and gentlemen? When you're batting 43 to 57%. Then you better have a big move. Otherwise, your whole strategy just gets washed down the drain because you just can't support the commission rates, the losing trades, the stress, and everything. You need some big trades. You need some big trades. Otherwise, you are screwed. Otherwise, you're screwed. If you want to trade for a living, stop trading as if you need to retire next week. Next thing here, understanding that major conviction is derived from places beyond the chart. Look, the wealthiest traders in the world are fundamental and news traders, period. That's not an opinion. Warren Buffett, do you think Warren Buffett understands where the next Fibonacci support is on Apple? Do you think Warren Buffett understands where Mark Melnick's algorithmic trend lines are? Do you think Warren Buffett knows the nonsense 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, W, T, F, B, B, Q, LOL, LMAO? Do you think he understands all these strategies? Do you think Warren Buffett was watching the pivot point today of Apple? He's a fundamental analyst. There is so much value brought behind the charts. The reason why people show you charts is because it's mathematically based and they could just show you a chart and there's no opinion. I could tell you Roku hit a low today of 130.14, a high of 139.59. It opened up at 131.94 and it closed at 139.07. That's not an opinion. That is a mathematical fact. And I could tell you that just by looking at Roku today. And it's very easy. And the more and more you tell traders that they can actually evolve like this phenomenal edge by doing this, 99.8% of you will fail. But the irony that I've seen, I've ran a study. You ran a study? You ready for this? I asked traders if they thought they were above average or below average intelligence within their classes, whether they graduated college or high school or whatever, wherever their highest education was. Do you know that 82% of traders felt that they're smarter than the average person in their school? that they're smarter than over 50% of their school? When you ask the traders the same question about technical analysis, even the losing trader will swear by certain technical parameters, by certain setups, because they are so ingrained in their brain that they believe it even though their P&L is telling them something else. Their P&L is wrong, not because their technical analysis is wrong, because they're stupid and they do things they shouldn't. Yet all the strategies you're doing are actually encouraging you to do these stupid things. So it's a catch 22. It's a catch 22. That's what it is. And you're put in a situation, imagine, you're put in a room and you're supposed to fast for 3 days, and you're surrounded by a bunch of pizza pies and chocolate cakes and sodas and drinks and lemonades and all this stuff, and you're told not to touch anything. Yet they'll place you right in the room in between it as you're fasting. When you're fasting, you don't want to look at food. That's a crazy analogy, but it's a very good analogy if you're fasting for any of the holidays recently, per se. When I fast, I don't want to look at food and water and drink. I'm not going to watch the cooking channel. Yet, when you're supposed to not do stupid things and be disciplined, as they tell you as a trader, the irony here is they put you in a situation where you are more likely to break that discipline in the first place. How ironic, isn't it? There is so much conviction derived from places beyond the charts. The Newsbeat live room has the word news in it because news is by far a more powerful indicator than technical analysis ever was. Fundamentals are a more powerful indicator than technical analysis ever was. Take this from somebody who is widely respected for his technical analysis, for his levels. Take it from me. I get it. And yes, technical analysis is a key to everything, but it is not the entire ingredients. It might be the flour from the chocolate cake, but you still need the chocolate, you still need the frosting, you still need the sugar, you still need an oven to bake it in. There's a lot more that goes into the entire recipe than just charts, and it took me about 15 years approximately, rounded off, to actually understand that. As a successful trader, only using charts for 15 years, it took me a while. Every education can show you a chart. They can tell you the strategies, they could tell you what the candlesticks do. Every place could do that. But if you follow that strictly, 98, 99% of the time you'll fail. And yeah, there are people who succeed. I'm not saying everybody fails, but how do I know these numbers? Run a trading room like me. Run a trading room and see how many people are going to stick around successfully after just showing them technical analysis or just big gaps or, Fibonacci or Bollinger Band or moving averages or, the things that I even use up here, right? Goes a lot deeper. And I know that. That's why every trade we take is based on news, and I'll show you how we did well today based on that alone. Okay. And like option activity and volume is a very important thing. There are things, I'm just saying there are things that are beyond the charts. Next thing is something that I used to do, but I never do anymore, is never add to a losing trade, never. Not to be confused with, I want to buy 1,000 shares of a long-term swing name that pays a nice dividend and I just want to keep buying in at lower prices. That's not a trade. That's not something that's an investment. But when it comes to day trading, never, ever, ever, ever add to a losing trade. You want to know the worst thing you could do? What's the worst thing that can happen after you add to a losing trade? I bet you guys will never guess. Do you guys want to guess? Put in the comment section if you know. I'm going to tell you. You'll never guess it. What is the worst thing that can happen when you add to a losing trade? Exactly. You win. It goes up. That's right. Newsbeat Live, you make money. Now, why would that be the worst thing in the world? You bought it at $1, it drops to 50 cents. You buy it at 50 cents. You have a 75-cent average price, or you doubled it even harder. You tripled it. Now you have an average price of like 65 cents. And then the stock goes up to 80 cents. And now you're up 15 cents. And you sell and you're up money and it feels great. You just reinforce the connection in your head that tells you that you should never get stopped out of a position, that if anything goes against you, you'll just double down you will have that blow up day, and you probably know what I'm talking about if you've been trading a while. If you're new to trading, maybe you don't, but if you've been trading a while, you've had that blow up day as a result to tilting and adding to a losing position. You are reinforcing a negative habit that will eventually destroy you. You're playing with borrowed money. You're borrowing money now to give it back later if you double down and you make money. And even if you double down and make money 80, 85% of the time, it's not going that those times you lose will not make up for it, I promise you. Because then it's going to get to a point where you double and triple down and you're down so much money and you're just at the point where you can't take the pain anymore and you have to sell out. How many people can relate with what I'm talking about? I can relate with what I'm talking about, where it's just to the point where it's just too painful. And you have to get to the point where it's just so unbearingly painful that you have to hit out and you want to cry your eyes out or huddle up in a fetal position or go break something or do something that is obviously unproductive and is obviously not who you are down on the inside. The next thing that is a habit of a wealthy trader is you have to break through from the 43-57 paradigm. And those are trades that work 43 to 57% of the time. If you do not do that, you are screwed. I don't care what it is. I don't care. Like, I was batting, like, I was hyper scalping, probably batting around 53, 54, 55% hyper scalping Apple. And I'd make like a couple 100,000 a year. And everybody who tried to do that around me failed. Well, not everyone, most. Let's call 95, 96, 97% failed years ago, many years ago. Not anymore. I don't do that nonsense anymore. That's how I know. You have to do strategies that work most of the time because if you don't, you're going to build psychological toxicity and it is going to eventually destroy you. Next thing which people don't talk about, which um, you know, is the your brain. Your brain diet is critical to long-term success. I've done a health beat episode, foods that are brain foods, foods that make your brains work sharper, your neurological connections act crisper, not to have a lot of jumbled nonsense. How many people honestly wake up in the morning and it feels like your brain is in a fog? I feel that way in the morning. And I take care of it. I wake up, it's like my brain's in a fog. And there are people who wake up and they're like, I'm alert, I'm sharp, and God bless you. I'm not like that. I need to have my coffee. I need to have my natural supplements. Maybe we'll do an episode on that later. But do not underestimate your brain diet. You're somebody who likes to drink a lot of alcohol. You are F word expletiving your brain up. You are screwing yourself up. But I'm fine after I have a drink. Sure, you are. I'm fine after I have a cigarette. Sure, you are. Take it from somebody who used to smoke cigarettes and used to drink a lot more than I do now. It is just not true. You are physically destroying your brain cells. It will catch up with you eventually. The question is when, not if. Your brain diet is critical to long term success. Do not poison your brain. Take care of it. We'll have more Health Beat episodes soon, and we'll show you ways that you could do that easily and efficiently and inexpensively. Other thing is brain exercises and proper sleep are critical to staying sharp. It was funny when I was making $1 million, I would be up till 3 o'clock in the morning playing video games, and I would wake up at like 9:25 a.m., like 5 minutes before the market opens, crawl out of my bed in my underwear. Oh, TMI, Mark. No, it's not too much information. It's a perfect amount. I'd wake up in my underwear, roll out of bed, sit my butt down on a chair with no shirt on, and trade. But actually, I would put a t-shirt on. I would put t-shirt on so I could control my breathing by putting my shirt over my mouth as I traded to keep my breathing proper. Proper sleep, sleepbracelet.com, very good site. Help me, help my kids sleep. You need to get full sleep. You need to do brain exercises. There's a nitric oxide dump by Dr. Mercola on YouTube. It's free. Look it up. You can exercise anywhere with no equipment in 2 minutes, and you can have all the blood flowing to your brain, and you'll be sharper in the long run, and you'll be a better trader in the long run. Make sure to consult with your health physician if you're not qualified to do that, but it's a very good exercise. And the final thing I want to talk about is understanding that any trade that has the potential to make you feel awful if it fails is never worth it. Happiness is everything to keeping psychological toxicity low. The funny thing is, people think that trading is supposed to be a stressful job. Quite the opposite. You know what really stresses me out? Like today, I got stressed, for example, in trading because Schwab was having issues and a lot of other servers had late option fill. So if you were experiencing late option fills today, it was a global issue, and it was extremely upsetting. It was extremely upsetting. Consistency really is the key. Consistency really is the key to everything. Consistency is the key to everything. And happiness, you have to be happy. Like if you take a trade and you're like, oh my God, if this trade gaps down, I'm going to feel awful. You shouldn't be in the trade. Really. Like trading is supposed to be a happy job. I didn't know that. I thought you were supposed to be miserable. I thought you were supposed to be, um, um, you know, an ass all the time to people and flustered and frustrated and keep to yourself and toxic and poisonous and that was what trading was. It was just part of the game. And I used to always think like that. The truth is, I was wrong. Trading is supposed to be pretty much as close to stress free as possible. And many people call shenanigans BS. Okay. Take it from one of the most consistent traders on the planet. I do know what I'm talking about when I say this. Trading is not supposed to be a stressful job. Even though, like today, like I think I might have accidentally dropped an F-bomb because my software lagged. And that software lag today on an Alta probably cost me like, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 grand it cost me. But nonetheless, like here was my day. Like here was my day. I was able to make $14,000 today. You know how much the only stress I had was that my software was screwed up. The only stress I had was that my software was screwed up. But I was able to pull in not my best day, but a good day. A day that came with low stress comparatively. I mean, yeah, my software, like when software has issues, like I have a generator outside my house. I have a battery backup here. I have 3 internets. I have a backup computer. I have a computer running somewhere uh, within a mile of me that's all set up with my layout and everything shut off. Like I just go inside an office and turn on. I have taken every single human precaution. If there's software issues on like a Charles Schwab's end, like that'll happen, but almost never do I get frustrated trading. Through my losses, through my gains, I almost never get frustrated. Trading is a happy job. If a lot of traders who are walking into these earning seasons doing overnights, I will tell you right now, like, yeah, I called Netflix bullish, by the way, yesterday, and I traded it today. You want to know what I did in Netflix today? First trade of the day, VWAP reversal. Remember, I shared with you guys a video of every single strategy I'm going to be doing during this earning season. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking it with it. It's right here. It's you can find it right on T3 Live's Facebook page. It's it says NBS, obviously, Newsbeat show number 442, how to trade the entire earning season. And I literally share my strategies, spell it out for you. You even get a full explanation. You see these little 4 lines here, 81.5% effective. Look, choose an earnings name that gaps. Wait for the 5-minute bar to close above the VWAP. If it gapped down and, if it gapped up, wait for the 5-minute bar to close below the VWAP. We explained in the video. instead of buying if you're shorting, short through the break the next 5-minute bar. 81.5% effective from 2019. See this orange line here? This is my VWAP. See there? VWAP. Stock Netflix closes below the VWAP. I shorted right through here. I actually front ran it at 302.42. And I told the entire room where I was front running it when the stock was at $303. I said if it breaks 302.42, I'm going to buy puts. If it breaks 301.80, I'm going to double in and buy the next handful of puts. The stock dropped $1.50. My P&L exploded through the ceiling. That was it. My day could have been done before 9:45 a.m. Now, yeah, some people held the Netflix, and there's some people who held it all the way down here to 288. I really mean what I say, ladies and gentlemen, when I just say making money is more important than really, anything. Forget about just being right, anything. So if you're up money, the question is, why aren't you selling? And the truth is, all these strategies people use out there, they try to maximize their money, and they're taught that way, and they'll swear by it, is because they don't bat over 50. They don't bet over 70%. They're stuck in the 43-57 paradigm. And if you're stuck in that paradigm, you better have big winners. You're forced to. Doesn't that sound very stressful? How often can you make 10 cents or 20 cents on a stock? Almost always, you would say. 70% of the time at least. That's what we teach you here. And yeah, again, there are people who caught 10 points, 15 points on this Netflix today, shorting it up here. There are people who did do that. I, Mark Melnick, was not one of those people. But even a move like this, I don't even want to pretend that I held here. Some people did. I just want to show you this. That's all you needed. This is a 5-minute chart. This is all you needed. You short right here, goes down to $1.50. How much money can you make doing that on a $1.50 move? As much money as you want. You can make as much money. Oh, that was the other day's P&L. Here was today's P&L. As much money as you want. These are infinitely scalable names. These aren't small caps. This is not trying to borrow shares from a firm to short small caps. These aren't wide names. These aren't $500 million market cap names. This is Netflix. This is a huge company. $128 billion. These are real companies. And when you trade real companies, your sizability is infinite. So if you're doing anything right on Netflix, you can make as much money as you want. You can make thousands and thousands of dollars easily on a stupid little move like this, a little candle like that. You know what? I'll be the first to say I didn't hold any down here. I didn't hold any of that. I didn't need to. It's too stressful. You think I want to watch Netflix go against me, with me, against me, with me, with against da. But look, I'm making money at the end of the day. I'm gonna feel awful. I'm gonna feel stressed. I'm gonna have anxiety. I'm gonna feel, I don't know, maybe I'll be an ass to the people around me. It's just not worth it. Trading is supposed to be a happy job. If you're able to adapt any one of the things that I showed you, you can adapt one of these things that you are not doing now. If you could just do one of them, forget about all 10. Just one of them. I guarantee you that you will see a change, a profound change in your trading that will reflect something extremely positive. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. If you're interested to see how we're going to crush the markets tomorrow, go ahead. Links in the description. You can find everything that we offer there. We have our biggest sale ever for the Newsbeat live room. Take advantage of it. It will end at the end of the month. But again, with what I'm showing you, do you really want to miss another day? Do you really want to miss another day? I really don't think so. Share this video if you liked it. Thumbs it up. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.